Hello friends, welcome to the series Geography Through Maps. I am Megha Sharma and today we are going to study the timeline of post-Soviet states. When the Soviet Union disintegrated, then what was the timeline in which the countries formed different organizations and joined different organizations. So let's see. First, let's see about Soviet Union. Soviet Union was disintegrated into 15 states. It was disintegrated into 15 states. What were those states? Let's take a look. Briefly, we will take a look. So the largest state that was formed, the largest country that was formed, that was Russia. So Russia, you can see it is from there to there. Next, starting from this is Tajikistan. Then to the north of Tajikistan, we have Kyrgyzstan. This area is Kyrgyzstan. Then we have Kazakhstan. This area, Kazakhstan is the largest, it is the largest landlocked country here. It is the largest landlocked country here. And as you can see, its boundary. See, note this boundary. It is longest. It shares longest boundary with Russia. And now let's see some other states. This is Turkmenistan. Between Turkmenistan and Kazakhstan, there lies another country which name is Uzbekistan. Whose name is Uzbekistan. This is Uzbekistan here. These two water bodies, can you see the two water bodies? This is the Caspian Sea. This is the Caspian Sea and this is the Aral Sea. So now, next here, this is Azerbaijan. This is Azerbaijan. And above Azerbaijan, we have this small country. This is Armenia. Above Armenia, we have Georgia. This is Georgia. Now, a very important country here, we have Ukraine. This is Ukraine. Ukraine is important because of its conflict with Russia these days. This is Ukraine. Then above this, we have Moldova. This small area, this is Moldova. Then here it is Belarus. Above Belarus, we have 3 Baltic states. Now these Baltic states are Lithuania. Then we have Latvia. This is Latvia. And besides Latvia, we have, this is Estonia. This is Estonia. And this Kaliningrad, this is a territory of Russia only. So these are the 15 states or countries, you can say, which disintegrated from the big Soviet Union. So now let's see which organizations did they form after the disintegration. So they formed, first you can see, they formed CIS. What is the full form of CIS? CIS stands for Commonwealth. It stands for Commonwealth of Independent States. So we know Soviet Union divided into 15 states, but in CIS we have only 12 states. 3 states did not join. Which 3 states did not join? The Baltic nation. The Baltic states did not join this association. CIS, they did not join. When was CIS formed? It was formed in 1991, the same year in which Soviet Union broke down. In 1991 only, CIS was formed. Why was it formed? It was formed for cooperation in economic, political, and military areas. They could, these countries, these 12 countries, we will take a look at which 12 countries. These 12 countries decided that they will cooperate with each other on economic matters, military matters, and political matters. So let's see here. take a look at this. Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. These three countries, these were the Baltic states. The Baltic countries decided not to join CIS. So they did not join it. So who else joined it? Countries who joined it were Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, then Turkmenistan also joined, and Uzbekistan also joined it. Now here if we come, these three, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Georgia, all three of them joined. Ukraine also joined it. Moldova also joined it, and Belarus also joined it. But these three didn't join it. So you can see the region. The red region means they are not connected to CIS, and the yellow ones are connected to CIS. So now, after CIS, another organization was formed, which was named as CSTO. So let's take a look at CSTO. Now, CSTO, its name is Collective Security Treaty Organization. It was formed in 1992. It was formed in 1992. And as you can see, security. It was for the security. It was a military alliance. It was a military alliance. Now, which countries joined it and which didn't, we'll see. Here you can see. In CIS, we had 12. In CSTO, we have 9. These three, Moldova, Turkmenistan, and Ukraine, didn't join CSTO. So we can mark it here. See, Moldova, Ukraine, and Turkmenistan. This here. This is Turkmenistan. All three of them didn't join CSTO. Who joined it? These 9 nations. We will see them one by one. All the 9 nations. Here, let's start with Armenia. So Armenia joined it. After that, Belarus joined it. Then Kazakhstan. This Kazakhstan was a part of CSTO. Kazakhstan was a part of CSTO. After that, we can see Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan was also part of CSTO. Then Russia, whole Russia. Russia was part of CSTO. Azerbaijan, this area. Georgia. Then Uzbekistan, here. Uzbekistan was also part of this alliance. And lastly, Tajikistan. So you can take a look. The countries in pink, this Moldova, Ukraine, and this one, Turkmenistan, these were not part of CSTO, whereas these were part of CIS. And the countries in yellow are part of CSTO. But the current situation is a little bit different. These 3 nations, Azerbaijan, these 3, Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Uzbekistan. Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Uzbekistan. These 3 withdrew from this organization, CSTO, and currently there are 6 members in CSTO. So this was about CSTO. Now another organization was formed, whose name is Guam. So let's see what is Guam. Guam stands for G for Georgia, U for Ukraine, A for Azerbaijan, M for Moldova. These 4 countries decided to form an organization named as GUAM, Guam we can call it. Why did they form this organization? They formed this organization to get separated from the influence of Russia. Russian influence was not, they felt that Russian influence was not good for them, so they decided to make Guam. It was made in 1997. Its headquarters is in Kyiv, Ukraine. And it was a democratic and economic development alliance. They wanted to a democratic society, they wanted a democratic political system, and they wanted economic development. After that, they also started keeping peacekeeping forces, because when a country is in peace, when the political stability is there, then only economic development can happen. So there's one more concept here, unified state. Now Russia and Belarus, both of them decided to make unified state. They called themselves unified state. Now what is a unified state? A unified state has common currency. Their currency is same, and they have free migration. So these are the two major parameters by which Russia and Belarus called themselves unified state. The currency they had was common, and there was free migration. There was no visa requirements or something like that to move from Belarus to Russia. This is quite similar to India and Nepal relations. So now, after Guam was made in 1997. In 1999, what happened? Uzbekistan also joined Guam. So it turned into Guam. So there were two U now, and this U stands for new member Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan joined it. Uzbekistan joined Guam. It joined for a brief period of 1999 to 2005. So when Guam was formed, its main language was Russian. They used to have Russian as their language. But in 2014, they decided to change the language and they made it English. They changed their language and it made into English. So here you can see on the map first, this area. This is Uzbekistan area. So Uzbekistan became part of Guam. And what other countries were already part of it? Georgia was part of it. Ukraine was part of it. Ukraine was already part of it. And A stands for Azerbaijan. So here is Azerbaijan. And M stands for Moldova. This. So these 5 countries now. Ukraine, Moldova, Georgia, Azerbaijan, and Uzbekistan. These 5 countries formed an organization called Guam. Guam, we talked about its languages. Then in 2017, what happened? In 2017, they signed an agreement called FTA. What is an FTA? FTA is free trade agreement. So these countries decided that when they will have to import or export some products, any products, so they will not levy any tariff duties on it. The trade is free. What happens when the trade is free? The economic opportunities are increased and it helps in the economic development of the countries. So this is about Guam. Next, we can revise once. 1991, Soviet was disintegrated. Then in 1991 only, CIS was formed and it had 3 Baltic nations didn't join it, 12 countries joined it. Then CSTO. CSTO, what happened? It had 9 members, which are currently left to 6 members. Then in 1997, Guam had 4 countries, Georgia, Ukraine, Azerbaijan, and Moldova. And in 1997 only, Russia and Belarus formed United States. Why? Because they had common currency. Then next, Guam was formed. Here, Uzbekistan joined. Uzbekistan joined Guam from 1999 to 2005. So this was Guam. And then this concept, we didn't see it. Let's go back and see this. Here, these countries, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. These 3 countries, we call them the Baltic countries. Now, what happened? These Baltic countries were in influence of EU. So, these Baltic countries formed an alliance called Baltic Assembly. and these countries joined NATO. They felt closer to the European Union, so they joined NATO. Now, NATO is a military alliance. This is a military alliance. So they joined NATO in 2004. So after this, one more organization is there, which is EAEU. EAEU stands for Eurasian Economic Union. Now you can see economic. First, let's see Eurasian. Eurasian means Europe and Asian. Both countries are part of this. And then we have the Economic Union. So it was for the economic benefits. It was formed in 2014. It was formed in 2014. So in 2014, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Russia, these three, they decided to form EAEU, and then Armenia and Kyrgyzstan joined it. So these were the five. There are 5 member countries here in EAEU. So today we studied the timeline of different countries after they disintegrated from the Soviet Union. So I hope you understood this topic, and thank you so much.